I know what the problem is. All right. Can you hear me now? Let me know. All right, perfect. Yeah, so what it is I decided I was going to be on top of my shit this time around now that I'm back streaming again a couple days a week. So I was like, I'm going to throw the stream up 10 minutes early so that way when something fucking breaks, which it inevitably will, I will see that it's broken beforehand. Exactly, right? There could be no more appropriate beginning. So I muted myself, threw the stream up. I get some random error saying that I can't connect to the Twitch server. Sure enough, open up Twitch on the web browser, can't connect to it, so I had to reboot the whole thing and set everything back up. So, no better way to come back after almost a year off from streaming than for everything to just not work right out the gate. So, but yeah. Anyways, that aside, hey Conrad, welcome. It's nice to see some familiar and some new faces right out the gate. Thank you for the subscription, Moon Spiders. It's good to have you back. But yeah, welcome back to Aiden's Archive, everybody. For those who are tuning in for the first time, we do D&D content here. This is a stream that I started like a year and a half ago. The idea being to do some world building content, frankly building my own world while giving people the opportunity to kind of share and collaborate their ideas. Been on hiatus for quite a bit. A lot has happened in that time, and now we're back. Hoping to make some D&D characters. So if you guys have ideas, feel free to share them. We're gonna do things a little bit differently. This first session is gonna be a lot of prompt building. So I want your guys' wackiest or most serious, whatever end of the spectrum you want to go. Just like 1 or 2 sentences for a character. We're going to spend a little bit of time getting some ideas together, and then we'll go ahead and build a couple characters and see what we can get done. So, has anyone seen the Barbie movie? I just went and saw it last night. So, I'm curious. Bard rapper can't fight, talks shit, and hides behind the party. Sounds like a character close to your heart, Moon Spiders. You are Knup. Let's see. So for those who are new to the stream, general rule of thumb, with very little exception, any idea is a, well, I don't want to say a good idea, but any idea that gets suggested will go on the list. So, don't hold back. Let's see. So how does, well, I guess that'll be for when we actually flesh out the character. As far as, do you have a name for your guy? Yeah, Barbie was sick. To be honest, that's actually why I brought it up. I wanna make a canon character. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, actually, let me expand on that just a little bit. So, concept is like a character who is desperate for another character / NPC's attention. Another thing for those who are new is I can't spell word shit when I'm typing in the moment. Nice. Adventure solely for the sake of impressing said character. Oh, you're good, Meatball. It's good to see you, by the way, man. I hope you've been doing all right. How is everyone doing? For my returning folks and my new folks, what's going on with you guys? What's happened in the last year? We have a lot to catch up on. Impressing bitches. No, this, if you've seen the movie, you would understand. It's not plural. It's one singular Barbie that Ken has a fascination with. I don't think that's a spoiler, but or well, there are also like a billion Kens, but this particular Ken, so smooth. There are many Kens. Yeah, I thought the movie was really good. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, even with like all of the positive feedback and reviews that I heard leading up to it. Also, I did not expect it to be as adult as it was. Like, I don't remember PG-13 being the way that the Barbie movie was. And maybe that's just how, like, were they like that when I was like 10 years ago? Was a PG-13 saying, vagina or gynecologist? Which, I don't know. I'm not trying to say like it's a bad thing. I just don't know if that's the case. I was surprised. I walked into the movie expecting it to be G. Absolutely. All right, Conrad. I know you're a movie buff, so give me an example. Now, I'm sorry, Miss Spiders. It was kind of a last minute decision. You can show boobs one time in PG-13. What movie shows nudity in PG-13? Maybe I was just watching all PG movies. All top, no downstairs. Let's see. I've been PG-8. Yeah, I'm just a wee little boy, so it's par for the course. I've been doing well enough working earlier, so I'm gonna be a few hours, no problem. Nothing grand and exciting. Sort of no news is good news kind of year. That's good to hear. I mean, yeah, as long as you're doing well, that's all that matters. What was I gonna say? Hold that thought for 1 second. I didn't actually get to send the link to anybody because I was too busy trying to figure out why Twitch didn't want to work. So give me 2 seconds to do that. Also, throw out any ideas you guys might have. Oh, Moon Spiders, you're so sweet. In your own special little way. Share. Send the link there. And then not now, Robin. Okay, cool. Alright, the link is sent out. I can now put my phone down, give you guys Bussy boy. What's sad is I've known you long enough that I know exactly what you're saying, no matter how dumb or childish it is. But yeah, I wonder where Cat is. I wonder how he's doing. Let's see. I feel like naming the Ken character Ken is a little too on the nose, so I'll save the name for later. Alright, what do we got? Want to try to get a... I mean, yeah, fair enough. I like that. Chad. Because I'm like, Ken is on, well, you look at him and he's a Chad, but in terms of his actions, not very Chad-like, you know? At least at least for part of the movie. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it. Uh, this time, no. Not necessarily a theme. I'm just trying to get some ideas together. The goal is that in future streams, what we'll do is I will offer people the option if they have a character concept that they want to flesh out, we can flesh it out. And if we don't have one to actively work on, then we'll pull from this prompt list. So maybe in another stream we'll do like themes. That's not a bad idea, but really just trying to open the floodgates to any ideas. And once again, these can be as serious as a bard rapper that can't fight and only talk shit while hiding behind the party's back, to as goofy as you can imagine. Anon, then? You want to call him Anon? Alright. Now, Cheese It, I know you've got plenty of character idea. Let's see. I mean, you could probably make a lot of character concepts out of the Barbie characters, TBH. Like, stereotypical spoiled princess who realizes one day wants more from life. That's out on it. That's a whole ass character. You know? You could do anything with it. And you can, if you want to include the a specific race or class, feel free to, but it's not required. Because we can always fill in the gaps on any of these. It's easy to find those type of things. But if you have something specific in mind, feel free to be as specific or as general as you like. Let's see. Female cleric who is a hypochondriac and curses like a sailor. Thank you, Conrad. It's good to have you back. You know, I missed this. I missed your flavorful ideas. Hypochondriac. I feel like it. As a cleric, they probably would just be like blowing all of their spell slots on healing themselves, as opposed to doing their job and protecting the party. Who was another good Barbie character? Will Ferrell was excellent in Barbie. Whoa, that scared me a little bit. Alright. Yeah, that seems like a generic description of what Will Ferrell did in that movie. Alright, so who saw Oppenheimer? I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it on Friday. So, and for those who have seen both, Barbie and Oppenheimer, which did you like more? And why? Obviously, they're pretty different movies. Yeah, Barbie was a pretty heavy movie, sure. An inventor who has come out of retirement but is too old to do their physical combat job and must now learn a new distance or magic based class. Okay, I like that. So they're like a true, like the expert, at least one of the experts in like a martial class or whatever, but they just can't do it anymore. I like that a lot. Okay. Yeah, I like that one a lot. There's a lot of easy flavor in there, and then that one's highly customizable because you could just take any melee or like physical class and any mage or range class, mix those up. Alright, so Cheez-It says Oppenheimer, although both were great. Conrad said, love both, so different, so they're hard to compare. I mean, the themes seemed very similar, you know? Seemed like it was gonna basically be the same movie. But I guess I'll find out on Friday. Okay. Are you mid game right now, Conrad? You mid session, or is the session done already? Oh, well, damn. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, that sucks. Glad you can make it here, though. Sick. Yeah, we had our we played yesterday. Played is kind of a loose term because we did like a midway session 0. So, you know, for those who have been watching me since I first started, you know that a large part of what I did was do like all the world building for my current campaign that I'm running. Still running the same campaign. We've run into a lot of difficulties with playing consistently, largely because a lot of us have been traveling like everywhere. Like I went to Japan in March, which was sick. That was an amazing time, but you know, it's gotten a little bit in the way of D&D. All that to say, we did a session 0 to kind of like bring the group back together and realign on things. It was a lot of fun. I had a really good time. We played Put a Finger Down in character as our D&D characters, or rather, my group did, and then I, as one of the NPCs, joined in. It was an interesting experience to say the least. E8chan. Am I supposed to just say it as 8chan, or is it E8, or how you expect me to pronounce that? You let me know. Also, welcome. Hello to you too. Alright, let's see. Oh, you know, I don't have to have watched Oppenheimer to know that this could be a good, what am I trying to say? A good character concept. Scientist. Ooh. Unleashed. Unleashing. Oh, hi, Chrissy Poo. What a cute name. There we go. I mean, not that Oppenheimer went on adventures after creating that, but, you know. Well, welcome, Chrissy Poo. Feel free to throw out any suggestions that you have for character ideas. Probably gonna do this for like another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll take one and start fleshing it out, because why not? Also, if we get time tonight, what I want to do is, for those who know, Baldur's Gate 3 comes out on Thursday, which is a video game based on D&D, and the character customization is supposed to be insane in the full game. So what I'd like to do is, I plan to stream the game, not on my regular schedule, but, you know, just when I have time. But at least on Thursday, I'd like to take one of the characters that we've made, and then that'll be the first character that I play inside the game. So you guys can help me build what that character is going to look and feel like, and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, it will say till I'll do prompt generation till 8:35. That's a good amount of time. We've already got some good prompts on here, so feel free to keep throwing them out. I guess if there was a theme for tonight's prompt list, it's kind of become movie characters. So if you guys need some inspiration, think of maybe a movie character or even a TV character that you think could make a good D&D character, or any tabletop for that matter. Let's see. Who were some other good characters in the Barbie? A lot of Kens. A lot of Barbies. The vast majority of the cast. Has anyone seen well, I'm sure people have seen it. Hopefully people have seen it. The new Spider-Man. What is it? Across the Spider-Verse. What class would you classify her as? What do you mean, ass movie? What does that even mean? Without spoilers, because Conrad hasn't seen it. Please elaborate. Also, Conrad, you need to see it. I'm sure it's probably out on Blu-ray or some probably streaming platform by now. probably still in theaters too. Black Kid Spider-Man sucked. He's half Hispanic, bro. Though I don't think that point is gonna help you. It is still in movie theaters. Let's see, what's the release date? Oh, August 8th. Alright, Conrad. I'm getting you Spider-Man. What? Oh, available digitally August 8th. And on Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD, and DVD September 5th. Is the baby an NPC? Well, I mean, yeah, you can't. Yeah, of course the baby's an NPC, I guess. Because like what? Are you gonna play the baby, or is like your friend gonna play the baby? Let's see. Character who is super protective of their child, but that leads to their child being kidnapped across the continent, so this character has to travel to get them back. Isn't that the theme for, like, what are those Liam Neeson movies? Or I mean, he wasn't. Was he super protective? I don't remember. Taken. Yeah. Oh, like Finding Nemo? Okay, I see the theme now. As soon as I saw this character can be a fish. Hey, he had good reason to be super protective. The ocean's a scary place.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Okay, not forget. Maybe also fish? Question mark? Play both for sure. You can't play the mom and the kid. That's just not, like, you gonna roll to grow up on yourself and then you have to role play cleaning it as the mom? That's weird. I think your channel points should be garlic bread instead of the gold coins. That would be on brand for me like 8 years ago. Thank you. Yeah, Taken. Let's go on Pixar. Clownfish. Yeah, Clownfish. Let's get as specific as possible. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. What was his name? Marlin, or is that just the type of fish he was? Yeah, Marlin. Who knows? Who could guess what you would name a character like that? It could be anything. Damn, I never saw Finding Nemo too. Was it any good? Avery Public You did not have Finding Nemo 2 on your iPod. I'm not talking about the first one. I've seen the first one. There's no way. That movie was not out yet. I was gonna say, like, that movie came out like 4 years ago, didn't it? 2016? Damn, I'm old. Holy shit. That was 2016? Unsavory public comments. And it is now an adventure. Oh yeah, I guess it was just called Finding Dory. It wasn't called Finding Nemo 2. That's fair. KFC ad. Don't worry, we'll be here. We're still here. I mean, that's a good ad. You're a good dude. It happens. Was it really 2016? I still don't believe that. Oh, Jesus. How time flies. And then you remember Ellen DeGeneres' story. Yeah, I was gonna say KFC is pretty good, but like in the sense that there's not really any other good options near me. I guess Popeyes is probably better. Yeah, Popeyes is probably better. I just want the chicken. I think yeah, I really don't eat at fried chicken places. Popeyes equals the McDonald's of fried chicken. I really feel like KFC equals the chicken, TBH. Like not that Popeyes is that much better in terms of much of anything, but the chicken is better. And the biscuits are better. And depending on the location, the mashed potatoes can be better. But yeah, that spicy chicken kind of goes crazy. I've never heard anyone unironically say KFC is the best. Almost a deal breaker. Well, I'm glad that wasn't a deal breaker for you. You were able to find it in your heart to still marry your wife, even if you guys can't agree on which place has the best fried chicken. I know I wouldn't be able to do it. If my significant other didn't agree on all of my shitty food opinions, I couldn't do it. Okay, cool. It's a pretty good list, guys. This is a nice little set of work we did here in 30-ish minutes. So, a round of applause, kudos, good work. Yeah, let's make a fucking character. Let's do it. Does anyone have a preference, or am I rolling for it? Let's see, how many we got here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we got 10. That's perfect. So, does anyone have a concept that they really want to work out tonight from this list of 10? Otherwise, I'll just roll for it here in a second. Actually, this is the perfect time. I need to put my clothes in the dryer, so I will be right back. If anyone wants to make a choice from the list of 10 options we've got, feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'll roll for it as soon as I'm back. Pregnant woman, child should come out retarded, but super yoked due to the adrenaline coursing through veins and adventuring. Yeah, I don't know about that. I like the older character. I like that one too. So we will probably do that. BRB. And we're back. I know that transition, huh? It's pretty slick. I may not be the world's greatest streamer, but I know how to click a button or two. So, shit, hold that thought. I got asked to send a link. Let me send this link real quick, and then we will start working on this character. Perfect. All right, there we go. Okay, so our character concept. First one we will be working on is let's highlight this guy. That's not necessarily what I wanted, but okay. Let's just undo that, and then we'll actually do the highlight. An adventurer who's come out of retirement but is too old. Hey, the Witch and Smith is raiding. Hey, welcome. How's it going? Just in time to help us build a character. So we are building an adventurer who's come out of retirement but is too old to do their old physical job or class and must now learn a new distance or magic-based class. Doing well. It's actually my first stream back in basically a year, so thanks so much for raiding. I appreciate you. Definitely make sure to give you a follow back here in a bit when I get a chance. So, what kind of content do you stream? Let's see. As far as this character goes, I think the first question we need to figure out is what are the classes, right? So we've got a physical class that this dude is too old or too out of shape to do. And then we've got obviously his new like ranged or more distance-based class that he's going to actually be for the sake of the whatever campaign he's going to be in. So, any takers? What would be a good class for someone who maybe just got too old to do it? Like fighter? We want to go with a barbarian. Hey, Diane, maybe. Welcome to the chat. It's a cute little guy you got there. It's a silly, goofy little guy if I've ever seen one. We noticed we wanted to give you a raid and try to help you. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for showing the love. Crafting, TTRPG creation, and video games. Okay, cool. What video game are you doing right now? Or in general, I guess. What do you like to play? Let's see. Yeah, the idea, I guess, and Meatball, feel free to correct me, is like basically this guy's aged out of being able to do it. So he probably, you know, how do I want to phrase this? He's the guy has got to be like some type of humanoid or something that ages into losing some of their capability in fighting. So I imagine it being like an experienced fighter who just does not physically have the capability to swing a sword the way that he used to and keep up with others in that area, but maybe he makes a deal with a demon and unlocks warlock abilities, or maybe he just discovers that he had innate magic the whole time and never noticed because he spent his whole life training to the sword, or it could literally be anything. But yeah, the idea is that he's switching classes, so maybe he's like a level 5 fighter but is now a level 1 wizard, warlock, sorcerer, whatever direction we decide to go. Ooh, okay. I played a little bit of Control. I did not get very far in it, which is very much on brand with my style of playing video games. That's why I try to play less now, or like at least be very particular about the games that I play, because I have a bad habit of I'll buy a game and then play like 2-3 hours of it like I did Control, and then just get busy and never come back to it. But it was fun. It's got a very interesting atmosphere to it. Your system TEPS. Okay. Hey, when's the 1 year? I'll make sure to tune in. It's been grinding you up lately? Yeah. Yeah, it was, I mean, like I said, I didn't make it very far, but I could tell that the game was gonna only get more challenging the further that I got into it. And I liked, I really enjoyed the atmosphere. So much so that I took a little bit of inspiration for my last D&D campaign for one of the like mini bosses that they faced. What are you thinking, Conrad? Let's see. So I guess one simple thing that we can put on here for our first character is he's obviously got to be a multi-class. What level specifically we want to do in the air, but he is something and something at least. I feel like the race itself doesn't necessarily matter, like, but I feel like it has to be humanoid for it to make sense. you know, because it can't be like a goo person, and then I don't know. I don't know the anatomy of goo people. Maybe they get old and frail like the rest of us. Let's see. What if he is a she? I'm saying he broadly, okay? So sure, we can establish that. It could be an old woman. Let me see what the verbiage was. Okay, yeah, there was no indication of gender, so I apologize for assuming. Let's add that on there. So are we saying this is an old woman then? Yeah, there we go. Confirmed. I'm making the decision. It's a woman because I'm inclusive. And I thought it was a woman the entire time. And there's no proof otherwise. So, if anything, Conrad was saying that it was a he, which is a little sexist. You did give the classes, though. Fighter to Bard. I think that. Let's see. Say fighter originally. Now a bard. Okay, let's see. Midlife crisis. What if he is a she, barbarian, bear totem 3, wizard, blade singer? We could do Kelshikar. If I pronounce that correctly. If I'm thinking of the right race. Okay. Well, let's do this then. This is easy to swap in and out. Damn, you spec'd him up to level, what level would that be? Level 8? Let's do... yeah. Barbarian 3 originally. Weird wizard. Okay, let's see real quick. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that political correctness. As this all black. Oh, are they from Eberron? Really? Interesting. Okay, there we go. A race of humanoids bound to good aligned spirits from the dreamlands, the plane where minds travel. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I dig it. Let me see if I can get an image up for the people who may not know what they look like. Google Chrome wants to cooperate today. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean, like look at this guy. You know, that looks like a. Well, there I am assuming again. let's not assume that this is a man. Oh no. Got him. Caught me red-handed. Yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, so we know that we've got a female Kalshatar with the optionally either doing a fighter turned bard or a barbarian turned wizard slash artificer. Let's see. I can fill in the class features later. Okay, so here's a good question. We've got a fighter who is now a like a magic user. Are they still gonna continue to wear like their traditional armor, or are they gonna go for like the more roby style? Like, do you think you lose your proficiency in wearing armor when you get old? Because a seasoned fighter is going to be able to wear whatever armor they want. But do you get so old that you can't put the plate on anymore? I guess so. I guess that's kind of the idea. It's Def a man. I don't know. This could be a woman. That didn't give me a better picture. I guess this is what the spirit looks like, which is kind of freaky. This is how I recognize them. That's how the miniatures come. Just look at that. Look at that beautiful face on that miniature. This is the face that nobody could resist. Now this guy or gal, once again, not assuming genders. This man or woman looks like he could, or she could fuck some shit up. I feel like if they don't wear armor, there has to be a cool reason. Like, when you say a cool reason, you mean something cooler than the fact that they just got too old? Or is that good enough? Or no? I mean, it doesn't feel good enough. I mean, how do we want to stack this? Because, like, you assume that they're gonna obviously have really good, well, okay. I love that phrase. I put down the sword for good. Alright, well, this seems like a good aligned character, so let's say chaotic. Maybe, you know. Could be an utterly evil character. Who knows? Sick. Welcome back, Meatball. I mean, so why would he put down the sword? You know, he gets old, or she gets old. They get old. Let me just say they. They get old. What's the turning point? Like probably some battle, right? Where they're just useless. Like they've been uh doing their thing for X number of years and have always been good at it, and then they wake up one day and they're needed and all of a sudden they're fucking useless and can't do anything. That's how I imagine it. It's like someone who's been a fighter or a warrior for so long probably isn't just gonna willingly say yeah, let me just retire. Accidentally killed someone good or couldn't save someone. Ooh, okay. I like that one. The degenerative physical disease, or maybe it's a curse, right? Like maybe they were in a battle and someone cursed them, weakening their ability, and because of that, on top of obviously like maybe they're older age, they weren't able to save this person. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Why not? Right, but I think that's a great idea, right? Like, you take this person who's obviously got the determination, the knowledge, the skill to be a great adventurer, and then all of a sudden they just can't use the tactics that they've had in the past. Alright, so let's put this in the backstory portion for now. I don't actually need this here. Make sure I didn't go past the wrong one. Okay, cool. Backstory. Let's throw this in here. Say. Mm-hmm. Redundant. I'm cooking right now. Trying to get this baseline down. when she was recovered. That's where I'm looking for. And Cook. Yeah, I like it. I could see it going either way, like with the curse or the disease. What I like about the, well, you could really do that. Let's fucking roll a dice. We haven't rolled a dice yet. All right, we need a. There we go. Roll a die. All right, this basically should just flip the coin, but one two-sided dice. All right, Conrad, call it. Well, how do we want to do this? Probably making this more complicated than it needs to be. One or two, Conrad. Which one are you voting for? Fuck it. One is disease, two is curse. This thing's tweaking out. It's freaking out. Curse. You want to vote? Okay, yeah, vote. What's your vote, Moon Spiders? Tell me now. Let me know. I think both work equally well, so I'm kind of indifferent. Alright, so we got one for disease. I don't think I've set up polls on this thing. Alright, let's do this a different way then, because I would rather have
Violence is on sale today.
I would rather have as many people contribute their thoughts as possible. Wow. Google really does everything. Alright. 60 seconds. I'm not going to bother with changing the thing because it all works the same way. So, when I hit start, 60 seconds to vote. Otherwise, we're going with the one vote that I have right now, which is for disease. Was our character afflicted by a curse or just came down to sickness? Disease or curse. Alright, so either way is fine with you. Same. Either way is fine with me. So currently we've got one vote for disease. Disease because you don't have anyone to blame. So you look inward. Fair. Okay. Well, that's 2 votes for disease. That's 3 votes for disease. We're cooking. Disease it is. Yeah, I like that because there's going to be that, as you said, that inward kind of reflection there of even if like an enemy, right? And this could be one enemy, multiple enemies, whatever route we want to go. Even if your enemy was the cause of like the attack or whatever was taken from you, if the disease is what stopped you from being able to save them, she's probably going to blame herself for that, even though it's not her fault. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now that we're starting to form like a Oh, we kind of got a person here, right? We've got a concept, we've got an elevator pitch, we've got a class. We know she's a woman. Do we have any name suggestions? You know, because what do we call this lady? Theobon? Let me look up this name. Let me look up what Theobon means. Let's see. Hey, thank you, Fluxswarm. 18-month streak. Jesus. What a hero. Oh, it's pronounced Shivon. Okay. My bad. I would have never guessed that, but just the spelling. How are you doing, Fluxswarm? Like, and everyone else just happened to know that this was Irish, and I'm just over here saying Siobhan like a dumb American. Guilty as charged. Hey, you know what? I never said I was good. I never once claimed to be a man of culture. Okay. Hey, just because I can read Japanese and I went to Japan and yeah, I mean those are really the only examples I have. I can read and speak some Japanese. Doesn't mean I'm a man of culture. Shut up. If anything, you're more of a weeb than I am. So. What evidence do I have for that? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So I like the name now that I know how to pronounce it. Posture check. Let me sit up straight, you know, make sure you guys can see my boobs through my shirt just a little bit better. Yeah, you got me self-conscious about my posture, which I guess is the point. So, yeah, my posture is shit. You thought that was you checking your posture? How would we know? How would we know? Oh no. What was I gonna say? Okay, how do we want to spec this? You thought you would get coins for checking your posture. Oh no, that has made my whole day. How do we want to spec this person out, right? Because, like, well, we would assume that the disease would kind of debilitate maybe their constitution. So, right, like maybe their constitution score is kind of like a dump stat. But they would probably have high dexterity or strength because it's going to fit into whatever their original class was. You know, like it's almost going to be like for those who remember the creation of Sir Hurrah, Hobgoblin I played once upon a time. Even though he was a rogue, his condition, we'll say, just for keeping it simple, meant that he had incredibly high strength and incredibly shit dex. Yeah, that's kind of my thought. Is like if it's a disease, we can play it as their constitution's low, but they can still have a high strength or a high dexterity, right? They just can't last very long doing that. So here, let's look this. Let's do this. What is this? Not Wordle. Yeah, I like this one. Okay. This is a resource that I use for when my players are making new characters and they need to pick their stats. Let's see, what does Constitution mean? Bruises very easily. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gonna be somewhere in like this 6, 7, 8 range. Like how debilitating do we want the disease to be? Yeah, I think that's kind of the idea, right? Is that they're not going to be good at whatever it is they're doing off rip. Like this is like their this is their like first foray, right? Yeah, and the disease is probably going to get worse over time, so that's fair. So let's say like we'll give them an 8 in Constitution, and then preface that unchecked, this will drop over time. Which I think is an interesting way to play a D&D character, right? Like imagine if you just had something that actively reduced your stats over time if you didn't take care of them in some way. Okay, so for our how do I want to say this? So what would have been their primary stat? Are we saying strength or dex is the prime stat? Kind of like the idea of strength, just so it's like they could, in theory, like have a moment of like just like high level, you know, like do something pretty cool. I guess that but I think it contrasts the fragility a bit better. Alright, sounds like you agree. How do we want to do stats? Because I could just fucking, well, let's just do standard array. Right. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10. Okay. And then Bard is gonna scale off of charisma. See, that's the thing though, because like in theory, they get like a double 8 in this case. Because you wouldn't think that the fighter would have had an 8 in Constitution. So I'm gonna say that they don't get the 13. Just arbitrarily pick somewhere in the middle, you know? So this was a 13. Now it's an 8. So now it's the next best stat. What do we think is the next most important thing for this fighter turned bard or barbarian turned wizard? Dex, intelligence, wisdom. Obviously, charisma is literally the most important thing, but would they have been charismatic before they decided to become a bard? Maybe. Maybe that's why they went the route of the bard. Just because it like fit best with what they could do. That makes sense. You know, like obviously in a D&D setting, they don't necessarily know that their charisma is their next highest stat, but they would know that they like maybe attribute well to the things that a bard would need to do, or maybe they even had a dream of like if they weren't a fighter, they would love to be a bard or something like that. Yeah, I'm good with that. Let's yeah, I agree. Put the 14 back in there. Then usually at that point, Dex is probably going to be next. So we'll give that the 12. And then 10 and 8. So is our character more wise or are they more intelligent? What do we think, people? Wisdom or intelligence? The age-old question. More wise? Dig it. Hell yeah. Average average wisdom for the win. Now obviously there would be like the benefit of once we level this character and that sort of thing, they get bonuses and maybe we say they have magic items that can increase some of these stats. But I'm good with these as a base, right? So they had average constitution, which is now below average because of the disease. Above average strength, good dex. They're a little dumb. What is the verbiage for an 8 in intelligence? Let's see. Has trouble following trains of thought, forgets most unimportant things. I know quite a few people like that. You know, some of my good friends are 8s when it comes to intelligence. And they're still smart people, so I like to believe that our character can be smart too. Okay. So if we're saying they're going the route of being like a bard or a wizard, they're not necessarily going to use a weapon per se, but you James left one. I was not dropping any names, okay? There was no one specific being mentioned. It was just kind of, uh, open to interpretation. What was I saying though? Weapons. Alright, so obviously now that we've got this hero who has kind of lost their way, lost some of their ability, they're gonna go the route of being a bard or a wizard. What would their weapon of choice have been like in their prime? The long sword type, maybe. Because I imagine whatever their weapon is, they probably still carry it around with them. Or maybe we just go like they can't even, because maybe they were like a battle axe or warhammer or something gigantic, where it's like they could carry it or swing it or whatever, but they couldn't do it for a long period of time because of their disease. I like that. That's more flavorful. What's a heavy ass weapon? What is this? Buster weapons? Oh shit. Just straight up some Final Fantasy. Maybe if I take out the yeah, like a great sword, a glaive. Who doesn't want to wield a glaive? You know, like who doesn't want to swing one of those guys around? Yeah, the more I look at that, the more I like it. Not that it matters, like they can't use it now, but I like the idea that they used to use a glaive. And obviously they could have other weapons that they're proficient with. Since they're a fighter, right? They're gonna have general proficiency with martial weapons and things like that. But what do? Oh yeah, it's their instrument. That's a good question because bards typically get their spellcasting focus is usually an instrument, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, musical instrument. So, what musical instrument would they use? Would you end up making, Meatball? I was gonna make a joke and ask if you made meatballs. I'm glad I could help inspire your cooking. Nice. Glad it came out well. What was I saying? That's the thing. Musical instrument. What musical instrument would this character take with them on their adventures in lieu of a weapon? Obviously, it's got to be something that they could actually carry around, you know? It can't be a cello horn. The lute? I mean, that is a classic. Is it too classic, though? Is it too played out? Jesus. $375 for a lute. Inflation's crazy. Bagpipes. I definitely spelled that wrong. Damn. Imagine. Oh no, dude. Like, even outside of the rest of the concept, just imagine this rolls up on you and then just starts blasting you with fucking spells. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can't stop this guy. Or girl. We don't know what their gender is. Yeah, exactly. You can't stop the march. Let me go to the right page. Let me just close these tabs I don't need. Yeah. All right, we're doing that. Oh, that's a good rec. That's a good recommendation. Bagpipes is for sure the move. Okay. So, question for whoever, pick whatever number you see fit. I'll take whatever the first answer is. How long was she a fighter or adventurer before the disease kicks in? Also, how old is she? We need an age. And how old do these creatures tend to be? What? Personalities. What's up? 18 years old or 18 years of adventure? Moon spiders. I assume you mean 18 years of adventure. Okay. What are you doing out in Sienna? Similar lifespan to humans. Okay, cool. So we can say that they... Yeah, we can say whatever age we want them. It's just normal human stuff. Actually, let me infer the age on. Then I can clean this up. I mean, I feel like '18 is a little young for the theme, 18 years of adventuring is not necessarily too little, though. Disease. Yeah, I was thinking like 40, 50-ish. Let's just roll in. Number between 40 and 60. $48. Love it. So she's been adventuring since she was 30. That's kind of like a story right there. What makes you want to start adventuring when you're 30 years old? $18 years. That's fair. That's fair. Conrad, you're cooking tonight. You're all cooking. You, Meatball, Cheese It, even Moon Spider. Oh, also personalities. Hey, good for you. If you happen to know any sugar daddies who are looking for a sugar baby, let me know. Also accepting sugar mommy applications. So, whichever works. I'm not picky. Oh my god. Conrad. I just got the joke. Because he is literally cooking. Let my man cook. Got him. Damn. That rice does look good, though. Yeah, you got me good. You got me good on that one. Okay. All right, this is a pretty solid character here. Now let's let's make a backstory. Oh yeah, forget this is not my Windows computer, so I cannot. We did not specifically decide on armor. We were of the opinion that if they weren't gonna wear armor, it had to be for like a better reason than them being old. Which I think, maybe the disease is now said better reason, but if you have something you'd like to add on to that, by all means. I'm just gonna start typing things. I'm just gonna start putting stuff on paper. And then we're gonna change the stuff that doesn't make sense. Uh, uh, so does she grow up with a military background, or do we do the opposite and maybe she goes into the military to escape her background? Yeah, I kind of like that better, actually. All of this is subject to change. I'm just trying to get as much of a like a roadmap as possible, so then we can just start destroying it and rebuilding it. Uh, so she's poor, grows up poor, steals something. She's gonna get killed for it, or maybe go to prison for a long time. Before her sentence is handed down. Alternate option of enlist. Caught in an attempt to steal the virginity from it. Oh, goddamn. Hell yeah. Hey, it could be. You never know. Nowadays, you've gotta protect your virginity out here, folks. If you're not careful, they'll come for it. Oh, okay. Magic virginity. Alright, so say, yeah, some sort of magic item. Investing in the military. Virginity only borrowed. What is this little? Man, these emotes. I gotta get my emote game up. That's gonna be the next thing that I work on. working on enlisting someone to make my emotes not dog shit. But okay. So she's offered the option to enlist in the military. Grudgingly. Joins. How long is boot camp? Like 90 days? Six to 13 weeks. Okay. Yeah, because a few years is a long time for her to be mad about being in the military. Well, I guess maybe not. She didn't have many other options. Ooh, okay, now he's cooking. That's what I'm talking about. Mentor or friend. Well, she's 48 at the point that this happens, right? So we could say mentor. Because it makes sense that mentor would be even older and less capable of defending themselves. So we'll say we'll insert line here. Always know when your next meal will come. Most new experience for her, and she her mentor. Say he, she became father, mother figure. One that did not. So Daddy, mommy, yeah. Mommy, daddy. So why did she leave the military? Yeah, it's something, you know, there are certain points where I just start typing and it's just unstoppable. It just starts flowing out. Honorable discharge. Okay. That would make sense, and I like that from the aspect of if she's forced to leave, then it would make sense why maybe she wants to still do good, right? In quotes, good in the world. Oh, jeez, it, you're fucking cooking right now. Holy shit. Oh, man. Jesus, that's so good. That would be a good, like as an aside, a good thing to expand on. Not necessarily for the backstory because it's not super necessary, but the concept of something that injure you and then 18 years later develop into a debilitating disease, that would be an interesting concept in and of itself. Until eventually the age of 30, he was wounded. Will heal, but not before discharge. Let's see. While I keep referencing this person as mentor, if someone wants to pick a name and gender for the mentor, that would be cool. So that way this feels less like, you know, add some personality to the kind of like back half of this character. So met her mentor. Idris. Okay. It's giving, Mr. Miyagi. Please don't say it's giving. Jesus. It's giving Miyagi vibes. that's a good name. I am digging it. It's not gonna say be there for. She just wants to be with her. How do we want to say this? She has this kind of void now. Now she needs something to do. So it would be the people. I guess it would be the people and the. So let's say this a different way. Quiet and boring by comparison. Military would not let wait alongside. Oh, it's... Yeah. Yeah. Hey, great work, Conrad. I appreciate your help as always. As you know, the document will be in the Discord later if you'd like to review it or use it for yourself, or share it with anyone else. But thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you as always. Okay, we got about an hour left. So let's try to wrap up this character. And then we'll go on to the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff for tonight. Ugh. Wait, am I tripping? Am I just spelling things differently all over the place? That sounds like something. Once again, I cannot type. So, maybe starting a Twitch channel where the only thing that I do predominantly is type was not the best idea. Because I am not great at it. But hey, here we are. We made it so far. Okay, I mean, I like this though. This is good. So, say she's poor, grows up poor, desperate, you know, gets caught stealing, maybe trying to steal someone's virginity, who knows. Um, she gets offered, not amnesty, amnesty is the wrong word. She gets offered pardoning if she enlists in the military. She does it even though she doesn't want to initially. Grows to love it because it gives her some like semblance of structure, something she's never had in life up until that point. Finds a mentor who's a good guy for her, cares for her. I guess we can fix this now. It's Idris. Maybe it's a stretch, but I'm going to assume Idris is a male's name. So we'll say father figure. Leads others into battle. Gets wounded. Decides to become an adventurer. And then that ties in perfectly. Very renowned. Next 18 years. This is crazy. We just start putting stuff on paper and it all comes together. During the fight, lost control of her body and was able to continue to the fight again. Leave that there. Oh, yes. And we're going to rework this. Yeah, why not? We could always change that, but we'll say she's the only survivor. And these followed by rulings. Add in the battle. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now the question is, how did she? Here's really the only question in my mind is, how does she decide that she's gonna be a bard? uh, like, 'cause this is not to toot my own horn, but goddamn, you know, that's kind of sad. Which I feel like most good stories, at least in the beginning, are tragic, unfortunately. But she's a military girl, knows the way of the glaive, one day loses it all. Yeah. Military girls are sluts. Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't know. Thank you for that invaluable contribution to the idea creating process. Truly, I do not know what I would have done without that information. Um,
Nice.
There's one on here that I added recently. Hey, oh, let me close this out. Destructor 92,000 says Fighter's Folly, a disease that affects those whose body has been honed to near perfection, but lacks the proper mental and spiritual fortitude to handle the intensity of their strength. Without the ability to properly manage the flow of ki as known to those of the monks, the growing power renders their bodies unstable. Okay, dig it. I dig it. That's cool. Hey, thank you, Destructor 92,000. Good drop. Let's at the very least get this in here. That's part of the dock. Good old Twitch copy and paste is a pain in the ass. I like that a lot. Falling. Ooh, and that's easily modifiable. That's just the inspiration I needed to make this work. Thank you. Because originally the idea is that we wanted to try to make this work for someone who becomes like a magic user, more so than like a monk. But obviously, the idea with these builds, right, people, is that you guys can take any of the concepts that I'm going to give you guys in this doc, which is, free use. I'm going to post it in the Discord right after this session is over, and you can change it however you want, right? So if you want to goes from fighter to a monk, by all means, right? Or barbarian to monk, or barbarian to bard, cool. But you could easily tailor this to be like their innate magical power is what's causing it, and because they have no control over their magical power, they have the same effect, where their body just basically starts shutting down. Because it also, like, what I love about this is that it gives like the player the long-term scope of like, they're kind of fucked right now, but there's this hope that if they get strong enough in their abilities, whether you go the route of the monk or of like a magic user, they could like maybe one day get their martial prowess back and actually be able to be the warrior that they were up until this point. So what we're gonna do because it's like a magical spiritual, so anyone can remove the word that they don't want based on how they fill out these classes. Magical spiritual abilities. The stronger the victim's body, the becomes only build that bring pride, be able to avenge someone killed this man. All right. And that's what we call a fucking backstory, boys. Hell yeah. It's like that cyberpunk show. I've seen all but the last 2 episodes. Because the ending was spoiled for me. R.I.P. Yeah, it is kind of like that. Stronger you get, the more likely you are to get fucked. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is a pretty good little backstory here, and it's just open-ended enough where it's easy for anyone to take it and just change what they don't like about it or tweak the things that matter to them. So I dig it. Let me play this sound effect real quick. Oh, I forgot I have this one.
She wants the dick.
Oh, sorry, I'm done. There's a reason why that one is the most expensive one. All right. Cool. Well, I think that's a pretty good stopping point for this character. And obviously, if people have suggestions or things that they'd like to add on, feel free to do so, or things that you'd like to change about the backstory. But I like it a lot. So good job, everybody. We've got Siobhan, I keep forgetting what the pronunciation, Kalshatar. Kalshatar woman of 48 years old. fighter for 18 years before disease ravaged her body, forcing her to either retire from a life of adventure or pick up a new class. What that new class is, it's kind of up to you. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, because we've got about 40-ish minutes. Let's pivot. Let's see here. So for what was this? What am I trying to say? For those who are aware or aren't aware, either way, whether you know it or not, I'm saying it. Baldur's Gate 3 comes out Thursday, so I'm going to be streaming it live on Thursday. I don't plan to play too much during that stream. We'll see how far we actually get into the process, but what I would like to do on stream, for those who care to tune in, is to build a character. At least get through the character creation board, so you guys can help me determine the kind of look and feel of the character that I'll be using, at least for my first playthrough. So yeah, what I'd like to do with the bit of time that we still have a decent amount of time left, is maybe just decide on like the high level stuff, because the character creator is supposed to be crazy. So I'm sure we could spend a whole stream picking out things like hair color and all of those little details. But as far as like the big stuff, like class, race, name, subclass, fuck it, let's do it right now. Give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna grab another water and I will be right back. I'm back. I got it on PC. Is it going to be out tomorrow? I thought it was out Thursday. I'm just tripping. No, it's out August 3rd. Today's the 1st. Yeah, it's going to come out Thursday. Like, it'll be out probably early Thursday, but I still got to go to work. Okay? You know, I know you guys think highly of me on the Twitch stream, but I'm not quite making enough to quit my day job yet. So, yeah, September 6th for console and August 3rd for PC. Not yet, exactly. Man, if I'm making, honestly, if I'm making enough money to quit my day job Twitch streaming, that's kind of cracked. Yeah. because you know I enjoy talking to you guys, but I'm no PewDiePie. Man, I don't even know who big streamers are. Let's start with that. I probably should learn more about the streamers and people. Anywho, let's start with. Let's just see what races are available. Because I think one thing that's cool about Baldur's Gate 3 that they've kind of taken from the later editions, most of the stuff seems to be based on the player's handbook, but some of the later content that's come out for 5e has kind of shied away from the idea that your race is kind of your end-all be-all in terms of like stat bonuses, and I'm pretty sure that's the case with BG3. Like regardless of what race you pick, you can just kind of choose where your stat bonuses are gonna go. So you don't really have to worry about like the optimization piece as much, which I like. I want to be able to play whatever crazy shit we come up with. Day one races. Where is this one that had the spreadsheet on it? I don't even know which one I should pick. I just need the... Let's try this. There was a pretty good source earlier. That was this link. And then this document. Alright, so we've got human, Gith Yankee, half orc. Wow, these ads are aggressive. Jesus Christ. Excuse my language. Half orc, dwarf, and we've got a few different types of dwarf. Dwarf. BG3. I don't know that I want to play a dwarf specifically. I've never been a big dwarf guy, but advantage on saving throws against being poisoned is pretty good though. Battle axe. Okay. Okay, so it's missing some of the traits, so we're not going to bother looking at the different traits. So we've got dwarf, elf, drow, which is just elf. But with the dark mode enabled. Tiefling, halfling, half elf. Ooh, drow half elf? I kind of wonder what that looks like. That's kind of cool. In concept, half human, half drow. I bet that would be flavorful. But they probably don't have it listed. Okay, so you basically get all the drow stuff. So what do I get for being a half? This is not going to be a thing anymore, so they just passed. No, not that it matters. it's cool that they included like every color for the Dragonborn. So do these actually match? Yeah, I guess they match as best as they can. Because these are all fire. Wait, no, this doesn't match up. This doesn't even make sense. I thought I knew what the theme was, but I no longer know. Black, blue, red, green, silver, white. You would think you would just match them up with the like middle versus the color, but whatever. All of my, it's always a gnome angle. Oh. Look at you, man. You're so smart. Wait, but it's not 8 and whatever. Let me not be triggered by the inconsistency of that logic. Like, obviously it's correct here, but like you would think that you would just use ABC order everywhere. It's just a graphic. But the question is, what race am I? I do kind of like the idea of the half elf drow. It's like slightly edgy, but the ears aren't as pointy. Who knows? Maybe we will we'll wait until next time before committing too hard to a decision. You know what I need to do is I need to reteach myself how to actually raid somebody. Literally just backslash raid. Okay. Yeah, I think let me get send myself the alert. Request this. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna find someone to raid and hang out in their stream for a bit for the last 28 minutes or so. Jesus. And then what we'll do next time is then we'll just jump straight into the character creator on Baldur's Gate 3. Because I don't know what way I want to go. And I feel like it's going to be easier for me to pick if I have to pick once I'm looking at the options on the screen. So let's look for a D&D stream. Try to keep it on brand. Let's see.
This should be the busiest part of the town. there like civilians still around, like, or have they all fled?
This is the most challenging part of streaming on Twitch, is finding someone who's a good fit for a raid. Excuse me. There it is. Wow. We don't got a lot of people streaming tonight, apparently. Oh, there we go. Twitch just being slow. Twitch should be in hella slow. Yeah, let's try that. Recently started.
Hey guys, Angel here, and let me show you guys my room dripped out with Amazon for less. So I got all this new stuff in all my favorite colors. Light pink, hot pink, off pink. I like to get a little wild sometimes. I like a clean room, no trash.
Get that garbage out of here. This room lame anyway, all this pink. Y'all, let's go to my room. This is my desk. I rock the box and drop legendary bars. And I study too.
Girl, I've never seen you study before.
Yeah, study, because you never in my room when I'm studying.
Screw it. This is a little bit bigger stream than I would normally raid, but it's been a year, so
so it's really easy to just
fuck it.
move them around.
Also, I'm kind of curious as to what is going on in this stream, so we're gonna raid a channel called Casters and Cantrips.
Yeah, okay.
They seem to be doing some kind of
Look at that.
art.
Did I do that with these two? I sure did.
But yeah, before I click the big red button, thanks to everybody who tuned in. I think it was pretty good first stream back. We had a pretty nice turnout. Got
logo thingy.
got quite a bit done, so I will go ahead and clean up the document here in a bit while we're rating, and I'll put it in the Discord for anyone who cares to use the information we came up with today. So let me go ahead and hit the button. Let's see if this works. Of course, it did not work the first time.
That's probably
It
what you
never
need it
does.
for, but let's make it a
Masters
little
and
bit big.
I wonder if the
Let's make it
capitalization
20
matters.
inches.
I really don't remember. Okay, there we go.
Just to be safe.
Alright, boys and girls. I will see you guys Thursday. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
We're gonna. Oops. Eh? is it being weird? We don't need that. We don't need the Annabelle drawing. We don't need that. Hello, Aiden's Archive. Hello, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in. We're just drawing, I don't know, we're making a logo for our podcast show. And we're just, I don't know, we're just having fun with it. So, there you have it. Okay, so we've got the text. That can be its own layer still. So let's move that out of this. And then this is basically our sketch that we're going to go over. So we can make that a lot lighter. And then we're going to start going over the lines. And first we're going to go over the book. I'm going to make the lines a little bit thicker on the book. Oh, thanks. Tome of Knowledge is the name of our D&D podcast. We actually live stream the podcast on Twitch on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And we play D&D on Fridays, but then Monday is our day to sort of like talk about the rules, talk about how we like to play the game. I'm usually not on it because I do the art streams on Tuesdays, but Max, who is the DM, and two of our players, Virtual Spectre and Moves Like Jagger, they're both going to be on the podcast episode on Tome of Knowledge, and they usually just talk about whatever. They do, sometimes they'll ask the chat what the chat wants to talk about, and sometimes they'll just talk about like if there's a new UA or they'll talk about like homebrews, or they'll talk about like digital versus analog, like just different things about D&D. Just depends what they feel like talking about. Yeah. And then you can also listen to it anywhere that you can find podcasts too. And then I think there are other places you can watch the episode too if you want to watch the video. Actually want to do something with this side. I want to do one page curled up on the side so it's not perfectly symmetrical. We're gonna put on smoothing for this. Yay, let's bump that smoothing way up. Smoothing is our friend. Max is doing weird dances in the hallway. Why are you sad now? Oh, you're just thoughtful? You didn't think it was a weird dance? You did think it was a weird dance. Okay. You need to bump your what a Maximus. That's what you said. Yes, that's what Chiva said. We're trying to think of your drag name. What would your drag name be? You're a drag queen. Max something, Maximum, Maximus. Maximus. I already mentioned that from the show. What if your Maximus is your normal name, but then your drag name is Maximam? No, you don't like it. Already told chat to go watch the show The Great because it's great. Thank you so much for the follow, Aiden's Archive. Thank you. Definitely, yeah, definitely. If you want to hear some people talk about D&D, tune in for Tome of Knowledge. It's really fun. And if you like D&D art, I am always here on, not always, but I try to always be here on Tuesdays. We do art. Whoever invented the smoothing tool is a saint. That's all I gotta say. don't usually use it when I'm doing more illustrative work because I kind of like my lines to be a little bit messy to show that they're hand drawn, I guess. But for stuff like this, oh my gosh, it's so much better. Fluxthorn, thank you so much for the follow. Yay! Thank you so much, friends. I just love when we get new people showing up for the art stream. It always makes me feel so good. One of the summer eidolons in Pathfinder is an angel. What's an eidolon? Is it like a familiar or something? You consider playing like a strung out ne'er-do-well who keeps getting visited by this angel to turn his